Hi, Steve from Steve M Outdoors, and today's something a little bit different. I'm going to do a product review, specifically the Otis Technology Ear Shield. Now, if you're like me, being a sports shooter, you should be at least concerned about your hearing. Firearms are very loud, and sustained fire can actually damage your hearing in a very short order. So I'm always interested in finding new products which will help me protect my hearing. Now, I've been using the Howard Lightsport Impacts. These are powered hearing protection, powered in the sense that they amplify voices, but they are also hearing protection. Very popular. A lot of shooters use these because they come in at about $50 to $60 US and Canadian, and you can often find them on sale on places like Amazon.com for just over half. They have an NR rating of 22 decibels and 24 decibel rating. So, I mean, they're pretty good. Now, a discussion on decibels is a little bit beyond the scope of this video, but I'll give you a quick primer on how decibel rating works and decibel measurement. Decibels don't work on a regular scale, whereas like on a ruler, 2 inches is twice as long as 1 inch, 3 inches is 3 times longer, and so on. Decibels actually work on a logarithmic scale. So every increase of 10 decibels is actually a 10-fold increase in loudness, or about double the loudness. So to give you a practical example, 20 decibels isn't actually twice as loud as 10 decibels, it's 10 times louder. And 30 decibels is actually 100 times more loud than 10 decibels. Or 100 times more intense, I guess, if you want to put it that way. So the reason why I decided to try something new in terms of hearing protection was because the Howard Light Impacts have a rating of 24 decibels, whereas the Otis Technology Ear Protection, I'm not sure exactly what to call this, they have a rating of 31. Now, they come in two different ratings. There's a 26 decibel version and a 31 decibel version. I went with the 31 because, you know, it's higher than 24, right? The news, unfortunately, at least for me, with these, isn't good. They work well enough. They're very simple to put on. Okay. And right now, they are providing some hearing protection. The problem with these, though, is, and I'm probably not going to be the only one, is I got a bizarrely shaped head, and apparently I have small ear canals, which means that these things don't actually fit very well when it comes to giving me a firm ear canal contact. The problem is these things right here. They are quite wide, and you can pull these off, these rubber things, and you have this sort of nub, I guess, in which these go on. These are actually quite wide for my ears, and when all said and done, when I put these on, they don't actually make firm contact inside my ear canal, completely closing it. They seem to kind of stop a little bit before they're supposed to go in, particularly on this ear, which means that they don't provide complete and total protection for someone like me. I did a test this morning. I brought my AR-15 out to the range, and I fired a couple of magazines using these, and a couple of magazines using these. And unfortunately, because I paid good money for these, $24.99 is the MSRP. Up here in Canada, you pick them up for about $27. They didn't actually protect my hearing as much as the Howard Light Impacts. Again, mostly because I couldn't get them in far enough to actually protect my hearing. So, unfortunately, or Fortunately, I guess, I'm going to have to make do with the Howard Light Impacts for now until I can find a better solution, because the more hearing protection that you can get, the higher decibel rating, the better. Now, if you've got a normal shaped head, not like this football shaped thing that I've got, and you've got ear canals which can actually take these, and I did check the website, it doesn't seem to be any other options in terms of the size of these earplugs. These will probably work out pretty good for you. Unfortunately for me, they are a bit of a fail. Now, they do provide some protection for me, but not as much as I would have hoped. As for, they also apparently have the feature of, they're not amplified, but there are kind of canals in here which capture certain frequencies, and those frequencies tend to be voices. So in theory, not that I could test it out, putting these on, you can still hear normal human voices, which is very useful on a range if somebody calls a ceasefire or whatever, while still providing you with that protection. Again, I wasn't able to test that out because A, there was nobody at the range this morning other than me, and B, because I couldn't get that absolute protection that the product claims. I doubt really that I would have known either way whether they were working. So unfortunately, the convenience of foldability, lightness, and the ability to hear human voices while still wearing these didn't work out for me. Earmuffs, it'll have to be going forward. There is one recommendation I would make to the fine people of Otis Technology is I think one of the issues with this is that it is pretty much completely made out of plastic. I think if these were made out of metal, so I mean this spring here could be some sort of light metal that bends or has a springiness to it at any rate, and this was all metal construction with earpieces that you could change out for bigger or smaller ones to give you that perfect fit. I think it would probably actually work out better. The plastic is a little too malleable, so it doesn't drive itself in as well as it could as if it was perhaps made out of metal. So, all said and done, I would recommend the ear shields at least for you to try if you have a normal sized head and normal sized ear canals. If you are like me and have a big lunk head with somehow smaller than normal ear canals, I would stick to earmuffs. At any rate, that's about all I've got. As always, if you enjoyed this video or at least found it informative, feel free to like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell notification icon, and you can also find links to my Facebook and Twitter pages below. As always, happy shooting, safe shooting.